What's up, guys? It is Matthew, and
Hey guys, it's Colby.
for the first time,
What's
Colby's
up?
got his
Say
camera
bye.
on. And we also
Yep,
got
Ian.
we also got a special guest here today. He's a local rapper. His name is LIT Levi. Levi, what's going on?
Not too much today, just an average day, but we got stuff coming up and things to talk about, so let's get into it.
Hell yeah, man. We got a lot of stuff. So the first thing that I want to get into, so if you guys don't know, I usually have all the interviewers that I have on here send me a little just a nice text about themselves and what they do and how they are and where they come from. Before I have people have you introduce yourself to people, I've seen you live in like completely different areas, like multiple areas it looks like. What was that like? What is that like going like state to state to state?
It's really chaos when I was living in Arkansas, because like it was almost every year when the lease renewed, it was like, all right, let's find a new city, let's find a new town. So my life was a lot of instability, but I tried to, through social media, like keep the connections I had and whatever at the time. And I ended up like moving from like the River Valley of Arkansas to Northwest Arkansas back down to the River Valley. So like it was just constant chaos. Like every year there was a new house, new apartment, whatever. But I always just managed to make friends and struggle through it, I guess. Depending on what neighborhood I was in would dictate what type of friendships I would make.
Mm-hmm.
So it was chaos as far as bouncing back and forth. Once I got in Oklahoma, it was pretty steady. Ironically, I only lived in two places in Tulsa, but that whole jump between um, going from Arkansas to Tulsa, like it was culture shock initially, probably like the first 2 months, because like you go from pretty much a white demographic to a totally diverse culture, and that really shaped me into who I am. Like I can't stand racist energy, and like I am like a you do you type of person. Like
Mm.
that I stand on that. So that's kind of like my journey, at least for the first 18 years, was just kind of chaos, but learning to be stable through it. And I achieved stability because of being so chaotic. Like that was a big part of me growing up. Like I really want to be stable. And now at 25, like things are really good. My fiance is 8.5 months pregnant. Like we got a really secure place. Everything's going good. So it shaped me into who I am.
Beautiful, man.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Yeah, congratulations on the kid, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
That's a big achievement right there. Just becoming a father. Yeah, that's big, big right there.
Oh, it's such a big motivator.
I'm
It's
sure.
it's making it's making things happen for me I didn't even think would happen. Like it's pushing me to be even further in this artistry than I even thought I would. Like
Hmm.
it's just about, yeah, I still got to be a father, but it's all about managing time and being able to delegate things and knowing how to work as a team to make things happen. And I got
Right.
the perfect partner for that. So,
Beautiful. That is awesome.
All right.
anywho,
All right, Levi, get into it. Tell the guys, tell everybody a little bit about you, and we'll start shooting some questions at you.
oh my, so I'm really just a nobody. I mean, I'm a dude who makes music because he loves it, and I try to put on other artists in the scene around me. Like, I will make music videos if you want to. Like, hit me up about that if you're a local artist listening to this. I do vocal engineering. I do graphic design. Like, I do other things besides also make my own music. My music is what I love to do. I don't ever expect to see that be my bread and butter. Like
Mm,
I've made around 10,000 plays across all platforms, and that's a big deal to me. And that's for like all my songs. A lot of people be like, "What? No, no, no! I want like way bigger." No, that's a huge deal to me because that's my passion project.
right.
So like
Right.
everything else to me on the back end, that's the business. That's how I've made my money, and that's how I'm still establishing myself, is like making clothes and like doing all of these things outside of that. So you could say like you want to know about me. I'm a hat man. Like I'm a dude who wears many hats. Like this one and many others. Like I I will do anything I can that I think will help someone and also help me get ahead. Like I'm not a greedy dude.
Hmm.
So
I love that.
anything that I do, like my rates are cheaper than you will find, and I try to put out the highest quality within the means I have available. Like I'm not a dude with a $10,000 music studio, but I can make sure you sound right with my software on my laptop, right?
Right.
So it, I just feel like in this, especially this main local music scene, like there needs to be some sort of fairness in the business. Like we're not superstars, so let's stop charging people $60, $70 an hour for studio sessions.
Right.
And like we could actually make something happen. Like if people would put aside their ego a little bit, then we could all eat.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with that one
So
100%.
I'm big on community. I'm big on standing on business. I'm big on pay your way, but make sure it's fair. Make sure you're not getting scammed,
Mm.
and have fun. That's
That's it.
that's all like my image is about, especially at the end of the day.
Yeah. I agree with 100% with that. I mean, I'd like to have like, be able to go to like a show or something and oh, you're only paying like, 10, $20, and you're getting some cheap merch from the guy that you like, and I'd like that. Like I get like these bigger artists, like for example like MGK, Eminem, like they're bigger, they're allowed to do that. I give them the layaway on that. They're allowed to. They earned it. But like
Yeah.
but I agree with you, Levi. I mean like these artists do, they're just like, oh, we'll charge you like 20, $30 just for like a single t-shirt. Like,
Or like even a hat.
oh yeah, even a hat, I
I've seen hats go for $50
I can't
lately.
I can't complain. We've gotten some good deals from Tyler, aka Hypno World. Shout out to him again. Another segment to him.
Oh my god.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, Hypno's. I think Hypno's also doing the same thing. He knows the game. He knows the deal. So that's why this flag's right here. Islam or die. But yeah. Um. So Levi, let's get into what inspired you to start making music. What was the first time you ever started making a song? The first time you ever put a mic to your mouth, started performing on stage? Like, what got you into this industry?
The first time I ever started making a song, I started writing songs when I was 13, but I never touched a mic till I was 16 years old. So
Hmm.
you could say I started as a writer first, and I take my writing more seriously than a lot of artists probably do nowadays. Like I grew up off of the Eminem, Biggie, Tupac. Like I listened to lyricists. I was born in '99, so like I have a good bridge between like club music and then like actual like um conscious rap.
Hmm.
So that really shaped my music from the start. Like I always said, like I want to be lyrical, but my beats gotta have banging 808s. Like it's gotta be like that.
Yeah.
Like and a lot of the stuff that I've done even to this day doesn't make sense to people. Like Bass Therapy EP, it's the only EP I ever put out. It was a concept that was based upon no swearing, putting a emphasis on, how do I say it? Putting an emphasis on mental awareness. So like each song is like titled depressed, stress, anxiety, and each song the topic is related to that. But all these songs, like the beats, are on like heavy trap 808, like southern, like Florida, Memphis, like beats that have no business hearing about like emotional conscious stuff.
Hmm.
So
Right.
I always go against the grain, try to figure out stuff that like might intrigue people and it might not. But at the end of the day, when it comes to my music, like I said, I do that for me and like yeah, I always promote it. Like I'm constantly making reels. Like in the
Right.
last 2 or 3 days, I'm close to like 10,000 views just on YouTube off my reels. Like,
Wow, that's
so,
crazy.
and it's just 'cause, like, I've started figuring it out. It's like high quality content. I can promote like my oldest songs, and like 98% of the people have never seen or heard me before. So
Mm.
I'm trying to figure out things to get a lot of exposure, and you know, my brand just stands on I'm authentic. Like, I don't really do anything that ain't me. So like every song will be different. I'm just trying to have fun, and when it comes to the music, like if you see me perform, you're just in for a good time. Like I don't even like I crack jokes on stage like I'm a stand-up comedian. Like I don't stress the music, but when it comes down to business, you know I'm a professional.
Right.
Right.
So did any of your songs that you've wrote, is there like a specific song that stands out to you that has like that very, very special meaning to it?
Top of my head, Reflection, and it's the last song off of Ace Therapy EP. So with it being called Reflection, it's a reflection upon myself, like me reflecting on the last 24 years of my life,
Mm.
but also asking the viewer, like, why can we never get ahead? Like, the hook is talking about why can we never get ahead, and like, what gives other people and things a different blessing when we are just like working so hard to even get ahead.
Right.
So that song hands down, and it's always my favorite song. It's the song at the end of it at As Above So Below Festival last year. At the end of it, it was the last song of my set. At the very end of it, that's when I proposed to my fiance Caitlin. So that's the other reason it will always have a deep meaning in my heart.
Damn. Wow, that is crazy, dude. Good
That
timing
is a
right there,
pretty
I'd
No,
good.
say.
it's a good one. It's only on SoundCloud. I need to put it out on more platforms, but I'm working on that, getting all my old stuff
Well,
like
on
out
Spotify most of the
onto
time, so
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working on getting everything on Spotify. It's finding all those old beats to lease them. That's the battle I'm facing right now.
Hmm. Um.
But it's a work in progress. But I got that in the works.
So we'll dive into a little bit of more of your music career because I also want to dive into something else that I saw, if you wouldn't mind diving into. But we'll talk about that in a second. But so now let's talk about you being on stage. I'm sure you probably got a lot of nerves, butterflies in your stomach or something. If you do, how do you like what is your routine for jumping on that stage, putting that mic in your hand and seeing the crowd out there? Like what goes through your mind? How do you deal with it?
Dude, I'm already smiling because it's like it's so euphoric for me. Like it's so euphoric. It's like a high. Like and I smoke weed. Like shout out concentrates. Um, but like
feel
But
that.
like, no, it's its own high. Like, and it wasn't when you asked me that, like the butterflies, and it was that way. It was initially that way. But my music wasn't that good. Like to be honest, it wasn't all there 2 or 3 years ago. Like it wasn't where it needed to be, and I got the reactions that I needed to see in order to realize that. So after I forget, I think it was a show I did in Skowhegan. I really got the crowd going. Um, and I mean, there was 30, 40 of them, and then like there was probably like 10, 15 of them dancing in the back. Like the whole thing, like it definitely showed me. I was like, okay, yeah, I can definitely do the like just rapping and uploading and the performing thing. Because some people can't do both, and I respect that.
Mm,
Some people like I've seen they can make fire tracks, but they cannot get on a stage and they can't do that.
mm,
So like and I understand and respect that some people's talent is limited to certain things, and like sometimes I feel like I'm better on a stage than I am as a recording artist, but it that's opinionated, and I'll let the viewer decide that. Like, come
right.
see me live, and you can decide that I'm better live or my music's better. Like, you can decide that. So, um, I don't even remember what the initial question was, but yeah.
So, I mean, you answered it. It was kind of like the butterflies in your stomach, like how do you like get rid of it? I mean,
Oh, and my routine. That was the only other part. So the only thing that I do, cheat code. I've never told anyone this. Um, I don't really have asthma, but I have access to a rescue inhaler and Buterol.
mhm.
I will hit that bitch 3 times before I go on stage, and that like opens up my bronchioles so much that's half the reason people are like, "How do you have so much breath control?" And I'm like, "I don't know. That's why. That's why.
I have
That's my
asthma.
secret.
Secret
I have
revealed.
my
asthma.
secrets
Secret
out."
revealed.
You
I
really
have
want
asthma.
to trick rappers? A Buterol. Get yourself some Buterol.
I have that for an inhaler because I have asthma and it's a bitch.
But if you don't have asthma and you take it, or you're not having an asthma flare up and you take it, whoo,
No, I'm trying to figure out something so I could, start my journey. I don't know. I'm thinking about it. I may be in over my head though.
vaping, and that's what really got like rid of my asthma.
So, a few more questions about your music career, and then we'll dive into a little bit about your life. Um, so, who inspired you to start making music in the first place?
Initially, like my brother, like that was the first person who like showed me hip hop and like showed me everything as far as music goes. As far as artists go, who like inspired me to pick up the mic, it'd be Eminem, hands down. Eminem, Lil Wayne. I was like, I know I couldn't be as good as them. Like I knew that, and I still know that. But it's like, how can I not express myself the same way they do? Like, how can
Mm,
I not have access to that? Like, if I have the means, I want to have the ability to do what they do.
right.
And the only other person who made me realize, like, okay, maybe I have a voice for this is when I was like younger and I could match. I didn't sound good, but I could match the cadence and like the key of some of Drake's like older singing songs. And I was like, okay, I don't sound good, but I can tell that I'm in key. And I was like, something's going on here. So it kind of all meshed. And then I met, shout out Andrew Miller. He'll probably never see this. I don't know. He might. I'll send it to him. Um, he was the first he was the first person who got me into like actually recording, and he was recording on Audacity. And what's funny enough is this mic right here that y'all listening to me on, I traded him a quarter ounce of weed for when I left Tulsa so I could keep recording music and like doing things. But this was the first mic I ever recorded on, like the first actual mic, the mic that you're listening to me on right now. So,
Wow.
and
Mhm.
he definitely helped me a lot. He showed me like the early stages of how to mix. I definitely had to do hours of YouTube. Like he taught me the bare minimum. Um, but yeah, shout out him. I think he's going under Drew. If you're listening, I think it's Drew DREW on SoundCloud, and I think other platforms. I know he's on SoundCloud.
Mhm. I'm sure we'll probably have him on the podcast later down the road. I'm sure.
I can
If you
source
want
that.
to, good.
Like, I'm be perfectly
Word.
fine with that. I mean, I see why not.
I think
Fuck
he's
it,
still
dude.
making music. He's still active.
Hey, before he starts not being active, let's just get him on the pod. I'd like to do that.
Then he can quit. No, I'm just kidding.
So, I mean, this is kind of a two-part question, I would say. We'll start with this one. So, how would you describe um, the music that you typically create?
I typically create as high energy no matter what it is, and it's usually half of the time, maybe more. Um, an F you to all the haters because like I don't like hater energy. There's no reason for hater energy. We live in a very toxic world. Like I live by really trying not to put off negative energy. I'll put off facts. Like if someone did someone dirty, I will state the facts, but I don't like try to say anything hateful or discriminate or like there's a way to say things appropriately and not be a dick about it. Like,
Right.
it's just a way to come across, be assertive and not aggressive. Like, I've done a lot of studying on psychology and sociology growing up, and that shaped how I move as an artist and just as a person in general. Like,
Mm.
I have so many people who cannot stand me in this state and made rumors about me, and it is what it is. But like, I will move forward, and my reputation will grow based on authenticity. So,
Yep.
um, shit, what was the question again?
It was what was the music that you? How would you describe the music that you typically create?
So, the other part of that, how I'll answer that, um, I create music based on however I'm feeling, of course, but I also, when I am scheduled to perform for an event, I will try to make music to cater to that event.
Mm.
For example, like I'm booked for As Above So Below. This year I was booked last year, so it's an EDM festival. Like I'm one of the only rappers that are on that festival, and it's because I make and have made a bunch of EDM rap for that. Like rap with heavy bass drops, like over dubstep, and like I have some unreleased stuff that's like it it'll surprise some people, that's for sure. Um, but then like I have Harry's Hill coming up. Like I've always made one song for Harry's, like every time I get booked for Harry's Hill.
Mm.
So I definitely cater to what's going on event wise as well, besides just making what I want. Like if there's something coming up, like I'm gonna make something specifically for that to show those people like, hey, I give a fuck.
Right. Right. Um, and then literally the last question for at least the music side of things, before the end. What's the creative process like?
Oh god.
That stumps a
Damn, I
lot of
wasn't
artists,
expecting
I
that one.
realize. Like I answer
Yeah.
I always ask almost kind of the same questions to every artist that I've had. That is the one question that they get stumped on the most.
And like I had notes that wasn't in my notes.
It's like this motherfucker caught me off guard. This motherfucker.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I was prepared. I've been prepared. Okay, the creative process. So it's hard. It depends on like what I'm doing. Like so for the last 2 days, I've been mixing and mastering this dude Twisted J. Shout out Twisted J. And like the creative process for that, of course, I just get some stems and mix and master him up. Like that's the business side. It's like where I love to do it either way. Like I love taking something that sounds like this don't sound right and making it sound like oh this is like gold almost. Like what's going on here? Like turning like something that's like hollow into something that's crisp. It's great.
Mm.
Another
Then
man's
you have the
treasure.
then then you have the actual creating the music because I have to do the mix and mastering myself anyhow.
Yeah.
um So I have a vault of songs written, and I just need to get time to record them. And then I'll probably end up recording all those, and they'll sit for a while until I'm ready to mix and master them.
Hmm.
Um, it it's stressful. The creative process is stressful, but I love it. And the other hard part I have too is I also make beats here and there. So when it comes to making a beat could take me upwards of a month, and then I have to write to it, which could take me upwards of a month. Then I have to mix and master it, which getting into that could take me upwards of a couple weeks to a month. So at this point, I really just like getting the beats from YouTube and paying for the lease and then going forward with it. Like as much as I love being a creative, I have so much business that I want to focus on. So
Mm.
shout out you YouTube producers. You are like
They
crushing
ball
it
it.
out here. I don't even need to like I don't even need to think anymore. You just gotta type in the right words and boom, there it's in your ears.
Oh yeah. So now that you just said,
So
what was it? you basically gave us kind of like a time period of how it kind of takes, is how long it will take for a song. So how long does it take to make an album? I'm very, very curious now.
If I was to, let's say, if I was to do everything, like, and I was to make the beats and everything, I mean, you're talking a couple years. For me personally, as someone who works 45 hours a week and
Mhm.
like doesn't have the means to like just go at it.
Right.
Um, if I was to rip the beats off YouTube and do all that and try to make an album, I could probably get it done in under a year, like 9, 10 months.
Wow.
And you're talking. I respectfully say if you can do a track a month, because I always tell people it's like quality over quantity. And people who tell me like, yeah, I recorded 3 songs in a week, I'm like, well, how? What did you write? And like,
How
what
good
is
are
it
like
even
actually how
about?
good are
Like,
they?
right, and it's not. Some people surprise me with that too, because I'll listen to it and be like, okay, well, you did 3 songs in a week, and these are all fire. Congratulations! I just don't have that ability.
Yeah.
Like, so it's it varies with artists, and
Mhm.
I give credit where credit's due.
Right.
But yeah, the creative process is extensive, but I'm in love with it. It's a love-hate relationship. It's like being with a woman.
I can agree with that one. Oh my god, dude, that's probably like the best way to fucking put it at that point. Um, so yeah, so reading your little bio that you gave me, if you don't mind, can we dive in a little bit of like your personal life?
Yeah, let's go for it.
Cool, cool. So I was reading it and I saw that you were sent to rehab. If you don't mind talking to us a little bit about
Yeah.
that.
So it's very interesting. I'll try to keep it short, but
Mm,
it is interesting. So, I was friends with a kid named Michael, and this was all in one day. So in first period, he showed me he had a bag of pills, and I will say I was really into pills at 15 years old. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I'm
mm.
gonna be very transparent here. But I didn't know what they were, and neither did he, and he wanted to give them to me. What I didn't know is that this freaking kid was a little narc. And so he gave them to me. He gave them to me at recess. And this is, I think, 10th grade. And I say recess, it was just we're outside. Um, so he gave them to me, and I go to fifth period. I go in the bathroom to check him out. I look him up. There's Zoloft. I'm like, okay, the fuck? I don't need these. But I was like, what if I can sell them and get more things or weed or whatever? I was such a devious little 15-year-old. Um,
Sounds like me.
so I walk out the bathroom door. The bathrooms are in the classroom in this school. It's like a alternative school. So I walk out the bathroom and there's the principal, and I'm like, framed. Like, I knew it the second I seen the principal. I was like, framed. So they tried to charge me with possession of a controlled substance, which is an improper charge for Zoloft. So the case got continued twice and then dropped.
Mm,
But in Arkansas, they have a program called FINS. It's called Family in Need of Service, and they decided to put me on that. It's pretty much just probation. It's another way of them being like, "Fuck you, you're on probation," even though the case got dropped.
right.
So
Wild.
when I was on that, I won't get into this completely, but I got into an argument with my mother, and it caused me to leave home and go live with my girlfriend. So I was smart enough but stupid enough to go into outpatient rehab the next day after I left my mother's.
Mm,
Because I was smart enough to go, but I was stupid enough to rat myself out and say that I was living with my girlfriend. Because my therapist told my PO picked me up the next day, and then about a week later, I was in a rehab facility for 2 months.
Jesus
Shit.
Christ.
Okay.
So was it like
So that's the. Go ahead.
was it like a did you get addicted to anything or was it just cuz the whole
Nope,
pill
it was just
situation at
because I
school?
was It was just because I was breaking the policy. Like, yeah, like I said, I liked pills, but I liked pills because I broke my leg when I was 15 and got introduced to Oxy by a doctor. So afterward, of course, yeah, I wanted to find hydros and Oxy here and there.
Right.
But I wasn't necessarily addicted to anything. But if someone's going to try to give me a free bag of pills when I'm a devious little pill popper, yes, I am very intrigued.
Oh my god.
I will say
What-
completely sober. I am what they would call Cali sober, I guess. Now like I said, love my concentrates.
Weed. Weed's the only thing right now.
Yes.
It's my
100%.
choice.
So now we'll get back into a little bit of music. I just wanted to dive in a little tiny bit of your personal life. I don't want to go too crazy because I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you don't want to get back into, and obviously I respect a whole bunch of that. So let's see. You performed over 20 times across Maine. Talk a little bit about that.
So a lot of it was due to, and they're closed down now, but G-Force rap competitions.
Mm.
They actually screwed me over for the very last one I did, and it really caused a ruckus. And I feel like I added fuel to the fire for why they shut down. So, long story short, I did a contest, got to the finale, performed in the finale. I got third. They told me straight up I got third. And like announced it on the thing. I have video of it. Like I still have video of him, like them announcing it on the microphone and everything. But when I messaged the owner, the reward was supposed to be opening for Dave East, and I messaged the owner and I'm like, hey, so when's the show? Like, when is my slot? Whatever. He's like, oh, there was only slots for the first two places. I'm sorry. I'm like, so what do I get? Just like a,
Good job.
you did good. So some other drama came about where he was announcing an artist that was coming up here who I had ties to, who I knew was not coming up here. I'm not going to disclose that whole situation now. But long story short, really got into it with him. I was supposed to be in a show there. The owner tried to call me. He's like, "You're kicked off the next show. You're not allowed back here." But I showed up as a patron multiple times after that.
Mm.
So, um, so I did probably, I want to say 5 or 6 performances there. And then after that, I mean, I've performed multiple festivals. I performed at Harry's 2 times. This will be my third coming up. Not this weekend, but next weekend. As Above So Below last year, Horror and Harmony last year. I've been down to Portland, performed at Free Street, Under Bars Over Bars. I performed at Monday at the Mines. I performed. If there is an organization who has thrown hip hop shows, I've at least performed under their label once in this state.
Wow. That is
The only ones that I don't think I've performed under that like come to the top of my head is like the Lethal Records Fury that segue that Tyler messes with.
Yep.
But that's like the only collective or organization that like I have not bought in a slot under or done anything with. Like I performed at a lot of places, but I can't say I performed a lot of times at each place besides G-Force.
Mm. Have you performed like anywhere else around like New Hampshire, Massachusetts? Have you performed anywhere else or just Maine?
I have not went out of state yet. I don't plan on staying here like in this state permanently. I plan on like within the next couple of years. I should be looking to reach new heights, if you will. Like I want to go somewhere where it's not to shit on Maine at all. I want to go somewhere where there's like more of a populace. Like the population here is like 1 million. Like, I could go to Colorado where there's like I think 7 million people in that state, and like their local scene for hip hop and just EDM in general because I mesh with both scenes. It's huge there.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and I already have connections in Colorado, like, and I've even thought of like Michigan. Like Michigan is gigantic and has a bunch of cities and performing out there. And like, I understand I'm a white dude making rap music. I do, but like,
White
you can
dudes
always
forever.
find a demographic to perform for anywhere. Like I've thought about Ohio. Like it's just I see myself in order to succeed further as an artist, stepping out of Maine in order to thrive. So I like it here, but next time I'm performing will probably be me being introduced to whatever local scene I moved into.
Mhm.
As far as like out of state goes, I'll definitely be performing in 2 weeks and in September.
Do you have like a state that you would like to actually like perform at, or like a dream state you would want to be at?
I'd always
Ridiculously.
love to perform in Long Island, just because Long Island, that's where my mother's from. I don't know exactly where, probably somewhere that she knows really well. She's like 58 years old now, so she's getting up there. So if I could like go to Long Island with her and have her like see me perform at a venue that like she's seen Aerosmith back at the day or like something like that,
Mhm.
that would be monumental to me. So maybe not like a specific state per se, but like a specific area. Yeah, Long Island, New York for sure.
Um, is there a like a specific artist you would like to collab with like in the future? Like is there like a future or like a dream artist you would want to collab with?
I have dreams, but I always try to keep my dreams realistic, dreams I can achieve. Brody James, I'm calling you out, dude. I'll pay. I don't care. I don't care, bro. Brody James, I really want to work with you. He is probably like my favorite artist out of Maine, hands down. Dude can spit. Um, he's kind of clouded. Um, so like as far as someone who I don't really know that I want to collab with, yeah, that would be him. Someone I do want to collab with who's like really feasible that like we just got to make it happen. Hypno, the fuck you doing, dude? I
You
swear,
realize this?
I've given you, dude, Hypno, dude, I've given you opens, bro. I've given you, and you've put other people on, and I get it. Respectfully, they fit better. I get you, but let's make it happen, bro.
You hear it, Tyler? You better do it. I
Every
better see it,
every
Tyler.
single person, every single person that's asked for a shout out has gotten it on this thing. So that's the thing. Because didn't Damien want one and he got one?
Yeah, Damien got one because Damien was talking about how he would love to actually like do something with Tyler, and then literally the day after the pod episode that we recorded, he literally goes, "Oh, by the way, me and Damien are doing a feature now." Hey man, this pod does wonders. It's called Chasing a Dream for nothing. So,
It's great.
I
so
can't see me. It's dark in the
hey,
car, and I don't want to kill my battery.
if you call out Tyler, I'm sure he'll hook something up. I'm sure. So,
Tyler, but
freaking.
he's living in Hypno's world, so.
Oh, he's always living in Hypno's world.
Yeah, for real though.
Shout out to
He's
fucking
gonna
Hypno
text
world,
us
man.
after this, and he's gonna end up listening to it, and uh,
Yeah,
I forgot what it was. I think I can't speak. It's not. It's a thing. Yeah, you'll see.
man, shout out to Hypno World for sure, man. Dude's a homie. Love him. Um, so if you could go to like any show or like perform at any show, who would you want to open for? Like, who's your future person to open for? Hitting him with them again.
Yeah. Damn. Who would
He's
I
like, bro,
pick?
not my fucking notes, dog.
Um, it's so hard for me because of like what I do. Like I'm all over the place. Like I literally don't stay with one style of music. But I would say I'd love to open for Token.
Hmm.
Um,
Yes.
let me see. I was kind of pissed because like no one opened for JPEG Mafia and he was just here. Um, so kind of that. Um, but like Denzel Curry, JID, high energy artists, like any high energy artists. Fuck, even Yeet. I'd open for Yeet. But yeah, definitely like Token. Token would be at the top of that list.
Um. So we're basically down to 3 questions, but I had a fourth one and I just completely lost it, and it was a really good question too. So we'll just start with this one. If you could change anything about the music industry, what is the one thing that you could change?
I would change how the pay to play format is. Shout out to Black Market Soup Kitchen. So the way that they do it is they let me say it right. I don't want to butcher their process. So it's $100 for the slot,
Mm,
and they give you 10 tickets that you can charge $15 for, and keep all the money. So if you sell all your tickets, you're making $50, and I love that format
mm,
because a lot of the pay to play format is all right, pay to play, and then I still need you to sell this amount of tickets, and you don't get shit.
right.
Especially on like bigger artist shows, like the offers that I've got. Like I had an offer to open for Redman and Method Man in Brooklyn
Mm,
for I think it was 8 minutes for $400. Um, and I
Damn.
just turned the whole thing. It's not a bad deal, but it was ridiculous. I'm like, okay, $400 for that, and then food, and then travel, and then lodging, and then
all this,
Bro,
that.
so
wait, $400 for 8 minutes? Just $8, 8 minutes?
8 minutes. Yep.
Damn, that's
Holy
not
shit.
long at all, if you think about it.
But like, I don't know, the whole pay to play thing. You need to definitely make sure that you're getting your worth. Like when I just threw my show back in April, whatever it takes, I charged $40 for slots, and I charged, or let me say it right, $40 for slots. There was 5 slots available. The $200 was to pay for the venue. So, and then on top of that, like I was putting like $60, $70 in the meta ads. I think it was $60 in the meta ads to promote the show. So like 200 people ended up getting marked interested. We had 60 people turn out. And that's like patrons. That doesn't include like the plus ones and the artists and all that. So like there was 80, 90 people in the room for that show. Um, if you're gonna like make artists pay, at least make it cheap and pay for ads and put on a freaking show, or give them a way to make their money back. Like don't be ripping off artists. That's the thing I'd love to see change in the music industry, is the whole pay to play mechanism. It's
Mm.
not that it's bad. It just needs to be tuned.
Uh,
Right, right.
so, what is one message you would love to give to your fans?
Back is some merch. Music for authentic souls. Like if you feel that you are a genuine and authentic person, you should at least check out some of my music. Like, not all of it is made for everyone, but you can tell based off the titles for the most part if it's gonna be for you or not.
Mm,
And like the song covers I make, like I do everything themed. Like you can tell what's darker and what's supposed to be lighter and positive, because I have many different energies that I want to release through my music. So I definitely try to make sure that the viewer can find something within my discography that they resonate with. And if you're authentic, like that will be what you find within my music, is like authenticity that you can relate to. And like that to me is what makes music like rememberable. Those are like the songs I remember, songs like I can relate to, that like, yo, I feel like I've been there. So I try to make sure that like it's my point of view, but you could also be in the same shoes that I'm in.
Right. And then literally the last question that we got for you is, what's next, and what do you see yourself doing in 10 years?
Only prepared for 5. Damn you, Matt.
I fucking love this guy, dude. Your energy is just insane. I fuck with it so hard.
Uh,
So the next 5 years, oh no, next 10, fuck. So the next 10 years, in 10 years, I hopefully will be running my own successful festival somewhere. I don't know how big it'll be or anything, but that's the goal. Like I love like what ICP does with the Gathering.
Oh
Um,
yes.
like and there's others. I'm not a juggalo by any means, but I have mad love for juggalos. I'm
I
trying to
love
work with
ICP.
this. I'm trying to work with this dude who's a juggalo rapper, so that might be upcoming. But yeah, within the next 10 years, I mean, my daughter will be almost 10 years old, so that's holy shit.
yeah.
But I really plan to just have in 10 years be like established. I'm not personally, and a lot of artists won't come on here and say this, I'm not looking for fame.
Hmm.
I'm looking for success. I'm looking to be able to do what I love, pay my bills, buy my house, get my fiance anything she wants, wife at the time, um, get my daughter anything she wants, like be able to do anything that is possible within reason, but be able to walk into Walmart and no one know who the fuck I am. And I'll stop it right there. That's where I'll stand.
All right. So that's gonna conclude your episode, Levi. Um, where can anyone find you? Obviously, I'll have you send me links so I can put in the description of your podcast episode. But yeah, we're just gonna everyone can find your music, find you in general.
Find a little bit of my music on all platforms, like 3 or 4 songs. I'm working on it. 2025 has been my year. I've not been on all platforms till this year, so there's like 4 or 5 songs on there. Um, as far as like where most of my music is, SoundCloud and YouTube, always. You can find most everything on SoundCloud and YouTube. But if you want easy access to all that, just Google me. I made sure that search engine optimization works. You can just Google me. You can find my Facebook, Instagram. You can find everything. Merch. Just Google me. That is the easiest way to find me.
All right, and we'll put your links also in the description of this, so it'd be also 10 times easier as well. So, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, some of you probably haven't heard it because it's only going to be exclusive to Patreon. So go to our Patreon to go check that out. We're gonna put a song of yours of your choosing. Doesn't matter if it's unreleased, released. Doesn't matter. We'll send you our email and just send it our way, and we can put it at the end of the podcast. So that's going to conclude the podcast today. This is, I believe, going to be episode either 9 or 8. I can't remember. I lost track. I think it's episode 8. I don't know. We'll figure it out when I post it, but it might be episode 8. But thank you guys for tuning in. You can find the Chasing the Dream podcast basically on anywhere: YouTube, Anchor, Spotify, Google, and Apple. You can find us all there. We're also now on Patreon, like I told you guys. It's $3 a month with a 7-day
You
trial.
tried to go lower.
Yeah, we tried going lower, but we're trying to do a nice deal for you guys. So we're $3 a month with a 7-day free trial. Go check us out. Link in the description for that the link for that will be in the description as well, so you guys can go check that out. So you guys can see the extra extension of this podcast of when we started it all the way to the end. So just stay tuned for that one. Levi, thank you for coming onto the podcast. We greatly appreciate you taking the time out of your day to do this.
I appreciate y'all having me on.
No worries. We like your vibe.
Oh yeah, vibes all the way around for sure.
Likewise.
But yeah, so guys, thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you guys in our next episode that we have. See you all. We love you.
Deuces.
AOX9.
I just wanna be better, feel better, that's recovery. If I could ask for anything, it would just be for some relief. And I know that what I am doing in the end will bring me peace. The ways that I've been feeling will not overcome me as a being. Hey there, can I ask you a question? Why do all dogs go to heaven? What gives them a different blessing? We work hard in the silent depression. We need to speak up, that's a weapon. We need to unite as a nation. That's the problem that we're facing. Same issues, different faces. It don't matter to you what I go through, because you have your own issues to attend to. I don't mean to subside you, I'm just seeking relief. From the west to the east, there is none to be seen. I understand that the world has a lot going on, but if people can't be people, then what's the point of it? Always stay trying to survive, and it's likely that we'll fall. And then once we have, we don't even know who to call. I don't know where I am, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to be, I am so confused. I don't know where I am, I don't know what to do, I don't know how to be, I am so confused. Hey there, can I ask you a question? Why do all dogs go to heaven? What gives them a different blessing? We work hard in the silent depression. We need to speak up, that's a weapon. We need to unite as a nation. That's the problem that we're facing. Same issues, different faces. I've been doing this for like 24 years and it ain't clear what my purpose is. So stay right in the mirror and I fear that I've been stuck ahead. That's a game of deer and I should run, but let the car hit me when I should have jumped. But I know that if I try to push on anymore, there will be people here anyway to take me at my door. And I don't even have the money to go to the store. Why would anyone help me just because I'm poor? Swear that I should have run away a long time ago. I just be running from myself, so what's the point? I don't know. I just wanna provide a fight for my life, cause I should glow. But someone else is always the heir to the throne.